Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Sphumelele Zondi with your technology and social media news. Remember that if you want to be a part of this technology conversation, you can find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. newsnetwork@sabc.co.za on email. It's at the bottom of your screen. And you can find us on hashtag SABC Network as well if you're looking for parts of the conversation. Here's what's coming up in the program. As payments are going mobile, we're looking at some of the different options you have. There are details about some of the technology in race cars and bikes. And our discussion is on a service delivery app. Moepi Setuna is here for that one. Thank you very much for joining us, Moepi.
Thanks a lot, eh?
All right, sure. What does the app that you've created do?
So Let's Talk is a two-way communication between citizens and government in and around public participation and service delivery.
All right, sure. We'll have a further discussion about that later in the program. But first, your technology and social media news. Now, Samsung has launched its Samsung Pay platform for its high-end phone users. You also need a South African bank account to use the platform. In the rest of the continent, there are already other methods that don't need a bank account to function. We look at payments and how they've gone mobile.
Look at the device.
It's a demo hall in Johannesburg as Samsung shows off its Samsung Pay. It can be used to pay for just about anything, but you need one of the high-end Samsung Galaxy smartphones to use it.
This is obviously a Samsung product for Samsung customers, and we believe in making their lives simpler, easier. We want technology to be convenient for them.
It's linked to your bank cards and has security features like eye recognition, a fingerprint scan, and the good old PIN.
An iris scanning is 200 times more or stronger authentication than a standard PIN number.
The fact that you need specific high-end Galaxy handsets for it to work is already limiting. So we go to East Africa to find out about an option that works with any phone. M-Pesa is extremely successful with Kenyans, even though it failed in South Africa.
They'd rather buy a feature phone for $10 to $20 and use that to communicate, to send texts, as well as transact on M-Pesa. So this is a very unique market.
And Zimbabwe is a country that has been struggling with the lack of cash. Local mobile money services have found success there too.
We've got what is called EcoCash. We also have got what is called Telecash. There's also what is also called Net One Money, which is run by state-owned telecom. You know, those platforms came as a result of the cash shortages that Zimbabwe has been going through.
Mobile money services often help with financial inclusion. Some say Samsung's new platform excludes many.
Apps are not enough because you still need a smartphone, right, for an app to run, or at the very least a phone that can access the internet for you to do web banking.
But if you already have their new devices, then you can start tapping. We went to the recent Cecil GTC event in Centurion. Those racing there told us about some of the technologies in their cars and bikes.
The Cecil GTC Championship is South Africa's premier circuit racing category. It's a touring car championship. The GTC cars are purpose-built touring cars built here in South Africa to world-class specifications. So essentially what we have here is a world-class touring car that was built and designed in South Africa, and we can proudly say that it's world-class.
There is a lot of technology that can go into the bike, like your power commandos, your quick shifters, your suspension upgrades and everything else, but my bike it's actually standard. I've got none of those things.
It comes with nice electronics. It's got a quick shifter, upshift, downshift, the ECU to program the engine mapping. And then you've got your power modes that you can choose from high to low.
Now, you're always asking about how you can save data. Folks at Google say they have ways that can help you. They've launched the new YouTube Go app that doesn't need data to function.
If you love to upload and watch YouTube videos on the move, but hate data bills, Google has good news for you. Google has now introduced YouTube Go, an app specifically designed to minimize mobile data usage.
Go is a great product and video product that helps users and consumers who, when we've done extensive research in the rural areas, in the townships, even with consumers with phones that have low RAM, memory and storage, and also with consumers who have been very data conscious or cost conscious, they've been saying to us that we love video, we love YouTube. However, can you please help us and give us another alternative option for us to be able to view videos, share videos, and YouTube Go really answers those unmet needs.
Through this app, content creators will be able to easily create and share videos while saving on data.
I'm really excited to actually let my audience know about the different options that you can pick when you're downloading, because there's like the basic and the standard and the high res that you can pick, and you can access content offline instead of streaming, and there's a lot of like admin and data running in the background.
The new video streaming service adds to the company's long-term goals of making internet accessible to rural communities. It also gives users control over how much data to consume while watching and uploading videos.
People want to be able to view videos in an easy interface, in an interface that is curated for them, that knows them very well, that actually even makes suggestions on the videos that they can watch. Second part, they want to be able to, if they've got poor connection or poor network, they want to be able to download the video offline, be able to watch it even if there's no network.
YouTube Go is available for download in the Google Play Store and will come pre-installed on all Android phones.
And after the break, we chat to Mwepi Seduna from Let's Talk about his service delivery app. Stay with us.
We're going to wipe the floor with them. And you're going to pay my costs for the next 20 years.
I'll see you in court.
You and who?
You don't want to end up in court. But when you do, let Clientele Legal tackle your court appearance for you. We have a nationwide panel of attorneys standing by to assist you.
SMS COVER to 32281 and we'll call you back.
News at 9. We go beyond the headlines of the day and breaking news to bring you all the angles and in-depth analysis of stories that impact your life. We are on the ball with all economic stories. Our bureaus around the globe are ready to connect you to events as and when they happen. So join us every day at 9 to zoom in on the day's big stories.
We are tired and we want people to take action. We want government to take action because women are being raped, women are being killed, women are being sexually and physically abused every day. Children are going missing.
See men at the forefront of this march is what softens the heart and makes us all feel proud of the type of men that we have in our country.
Here, the rates of violence against women and children are alarmingly high. Enough is enough.
As democracy matures, we get into discussing very, very sensitive issues.
I think that there's a lot of people that are applauding it. I'm sure it's going to be appealed.
It is the beginning of a long journey of South Africa fighting racism.
That sticky label of being a white party, so to speak, doesn't seem to want to go away.
So the competition actually helps, and it brings out winning in total.
Stay tuned to Media Monitor every Sunday from 9 a.m.
It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za on email. Now, Mwebi Setuna has created Let's Talk, a service delivery app. It helps citizens communicate with the municipality. He's in studio to discuss this with us now. Hello, and thank you very much for being a part of our network.
Thanks, how are you, man?
Where did the idea of this app come from?
Sure. This was 28 months ago, where we spent over 18 months of research. Particularly what happened is that I was in the rural areas in the Free State where my parents come from. And, you know, it's been a big issue of service delivery and communication with government and mayors. So I had an opportunity to shadow the mayor down in the Free State, where we went from ward to ward, where we had engagement with citizens, you know, they were doing the activations and offering a lot of the programs. You know, and I realized during that research that there's a gap here, and the gap is quite huge. And the gap that is that it's the communication between citizens and government. And I realized that, I mean, obviously 80% of citizens nowadays have got access to smartphones, got access to devices, even feature phones. And, you know, 18 months down the line, we went back to the office where we just started doing things like design thinking, putting things together, and we came up with Let's Talk. And
what were some of those issues? You say you were shadowing the mayor in the Free States. What were some of the issues that they were dealing with?
Look, man, the biggest issues we're dealing with is purely delivery of services where citizens are not receiving services at the right time. Citizens don't know when they're going to receive services. And I mean, like things like access to housing, access to electricity, access to education, because, you know, being a youth myself, you know, it's been hard to see youths out there not getting access to education, not getting access to jobs because of the lack of education, you know, and being it so big that government has got so many beneficial programs and obviously services that they need to offer to the communities. I realized that, look, we have to then put our best foot forward, and actually people shall govern in a proper manner where citizens are able to then engage with government and participate at a high level. You know, where we're talking about direct communication. I mean, the biggest issues we faced was when the mayor would go out and be at a community forum, you know, where we, you know, they call it the Imbizo forums. You know, the mayor would go out there, talk about the programs that are upcoming. And I realized that during that whole phase, you know, things like we're trying to specify issues of different services or different citizens, because we might be in one ward and it's different issues within that ward, right? And the communities within that ward have got different challenges. You know, I noticed that during they've got a physical form where one completes, you know, a one-liner, what is my problem, what is my issue, you know, and that whole information is kind of vague, because then it does not give the ward councillors or the mayor's office to then get a high glance view.
Pretty much a one-line. I can't.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give them the brief.
Now you've shadowed the mayor. You get back to the office now. Where do you start with the creation of this app?
So when it started is that, you know, the beauty of it is that I didn't even know that I was doing research. You know, 18 months down the line is when we went back to the office and we started putting together a solution, you know, to offer to the municipality to assist them with their service delivery mechanisms and communication. Is then when the first thing that we did, as I mentioned to you, is we did a methodology called design thinking. And this is by IBM, you know, one of our partners. You know, design thinking is all about putting things on paper, where we actually drew the whole design and the look and feel of the app on paper, you know, and putting that together, where now from the paper-based design, we took it onto software, started coding the designs, the look and feel. I mean, the whole thing from scratch, from icons to the logos, is purely designed from scratch.
All right.
You know?
So how far are you now? Where in the process are you with Let's Talk?
So the beauty of it is that where we are now is it's amazing, man. You know, we're at a stage where next month in September we're going publicly live with the app, where it's going to be available on the stores, you know, on Google stores and Android stores as well, as much as iOS. And what's great about Let's Talk is that it's not only featuring for smartphones, you know, also catered for feature phones. So we've got a mass communication via USSD functionality, things like SMS, bulk SMS messaging, you know. So it's kind of very exciting moments, man. You know?
And which municipalities are a part of it? Who did you pilot it with? Who's going to be there?
So currently we're piloting with Gauteng Kokta, which is the municipality that in Gauteng mainly. We currently be focusing, starting our pilot with Morafeng municipality, and next is going to Mogale City, and so, you know, and coming back home to Joburg and Ekurhuleni. So that's purely the goal rollout. Where we are right now is actually, as part of that launch, as part of our pilots, you know, and the beauty of it is that we'll be showcasing at the world's biggest telco conference, which is at the ITU World 2018, coming first in South Africa, man. We're part of the top 20 companies representing South Africa, which is awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to that.
So if I'm a citizen and I download this app and I have a problem in my municipality, what do I then upload on the app? Is it one-liners? Can I go in depth? How does the communication work?
Yeah. So the beauty of it is that we've created multiple ways of engaging on services, right? So one is rating a service. Where citizens are receiving a lot of services, a lot of benefits, but they're unable to rate the service in terms of how did that benefit actually assist them, or that service delivery assist them in their livelihood. You know, it could be through education, with a bursary, and through the housing. So, as a user, you know, because what's great is that as a user, you log in onto your platform, it already knows which municipality you're in and who you are. So it connects you to your ward councillor, it connects you to your mayor's office within that municipality that you reside in, or the province that you reside in.
All right, and that's where communication happens.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, so that is Mwepi Seduna there, who has created the app called Let's Talk. Now, this week we caught up with the jazz musician Nomfundo Xaluva. She told us what her favorite piece of technology is.
Hi, I'm Nomfundo Xaluva, and I'm a jazz musician. My favorite gadget is my Apple AirBook. Why do I love it so much? I feel like it's my office in a piece of equipment. It's agile, it's light, it's fast. So, works for me, works for my schedule.
Meningitis is a potentially deadly disease that affects more than 1 million people worldwide each year.
Well, it's an infection of the lining of the brain and the spinal cord. And it's caused by a variety of bacteria.
And also, importantly, with fungal meningitis, there's no transmission from person to person.
In South Africa and elsewhere in the world, the ministries of health have recognized this as an important disease to prevent. And vaccines have been introduced into immunization, routine immunization programs.
It's really important to prevent, and the best way to prevent is to have people know their HIV status, start antiretroviral treatment as soon as possible.
For all your health news, join Health Talk every Saturday from 9 to 10.
It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Follow us. Now, a talking toy monkey is being used to tell old folk tales in Nigeria, and Microsoft says that Russian hackers might be targeting the US government. These are some of the stories that made tech headlines in the last week.
In a little village, a stuffed toy monkey called Tiwa holds some of Nigeria's oldest folk tales and is helping to revive the traditional practice of storytelling by appealing to a younger generation.
My favorite story is the fisherman and his greedy wife. There was a fish who can grant 3 wishes, but his wife wanted more. I learned that you should appreciate what you have.
We are losing our culture. Tiwa brings back the culture of storytelling that we all grew up with. Nobody tells their kids, sitting them down to tell them stories nowadays, but Tiwa helps to bring that back. Then also, all the stories that are on Tiwa, they teach morals, good behavior, you know, why you should not be greedy, why you should be hardworking, why you should obey your parents. So all these things are what children can benefit from Tiwa.
Folktales were traditionally an important learning tool before the introduction of formal education and technology. Now off we go to India. The country's fake news can have deadly consequences, and that's why WhatsApp pledged on Tuesday to develop tools to combat false messages. That promise was made by Chief Executive of the Facebook-owned messaging platform, Chris Daniels, according to the Indian government.
There are also certain very sinister development which is provoking crime, like mob lynching, like revenge porn. And you must find solutions to these challenges which are downright criminal and violation of Indian laws.
The government has asked WhatsApp to find a way to track messages like the fake rumors on child abduction and cow smuggling that have fueled a number of lynchings across the country this year. With more than 200 million users, India is its biggest market. WhatsApp says more people there forward messages, pictures and videos than anywhere else in the world. And now we head to the US of A. Microsoft charged that hackers linked to Russia's government sought to launch cyber attacks on the US Senate and conservative American think tanks, warning that Moscow is broadening attacks ahead of November's congressional elections.
They were creating clone websites of conservative political organizations that have been avowedly anti-Russia, anti-Putin, and not supportive of the president. So it was sophisticated enough that it might convince someone who wasn't a technology professional to fall for it. It might convince a political candidate or a researcher to believe that it was affiliated with either the Hudson Institute or the International Republican Institute.
It is the latest in a string of actions Microsoft has taken to thwart what it charges are Russian government hacking attempts. The company said it has shut down 84 fake websites in 12 court-approved actions over the past 2 years.
Now, as people on social media are discussing #Adam Katavalis after his racist video went viral, we're asking on Twitter if you think social media allows meaningful conversations on race and racism. Now, the majority of respondents say yes, it allows meaningful conversations. That figure is at 60%. 24% of you say no, it does not. At 13% are people who say they do not know. And there's 3% of you who are answering our Twitter poll saying you do not have social media. Then, if you are not on social media, how are you answering our poll? We got you there. That's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's newsnetwork@sabc.co.za. On email, we leave you with visuals of the Smart China Expo held in the southwest region of the country. For me and the rest of the network team, have a good one. Bye-bye.